Well, very classic Gambino. Yeah, got lost a little bit. It is so interesting. Wait a second, the reverb. I always forget. It is so interesting to play with grain. Granular synthesis. Sorry, I need to take a zip. Mouse click. I'm sorry. There are so many interesting rhythms to be found when you are using granular synthesis, when you're manipulating the playhead position with an LFO and messing with the rate and the grain lengths. You get the weirdest stutters and rhythm that are hard to predict. Very interesting. Let's use a reason device that I don't use that often, but that is actually very good for drums. It is a drum module that is also probably very powerful for drum design in general, not just as a sampler that plays back. What is it called? I barely use that, but I think it is good also for doing some more messed up sounds, maybe. Let's load a preset. I'm not too familiar with this. I want to get something going fast. It would be good. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to put a player on top, and then we might hear something also a little faster. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be a little bit random at first. I'm gonna cut that out once we have some sound that is halfway there, and then we do the rest. Just want to see really just weird things that are happening. I can't even tell you yet. Pretty random, but let's see what we find. Could be interesting. It's so weird. I just have to see if we're clipping. That's oh yeah. We better turn that down. I kinda that's what I thinking. Of course we must be clipping. What is it now? Let's turn it down some. Maybe a different kid. AI will take over. Who would have thought? But I'm avoiding the mission. Now I'm into a drum module that I don't know at all. I think maybe I'll stick to what I know better. I will probably make some streams about oomph, because every time when I actually really take the time to play with it, it is really dope. Like I would, even though I barely use it, I would recommend using it a lot for drum design and whatnot. But I think today I'm super tired, like from don't know how long I'm on. Just want to create some interesting sounds. I don't think I will make a loop or something, but rather mess around here and there, find some interesting whatever. Maybe play a little bit of piano. I don't have a clear view for today. I just wanted to stream a little bit before I fall asleep. You're using Reason Hand on this, right? I don't know why I type. I have a keyboard. I have this keyboard, this microphone turned off so often that I forget. Anyway, let's find some interesting sounds. What did we do? We are doing some granular whatever with grain. Yes, I know, quite redundant. And the source of this material is just noodling kind of C minor, G minor, with a sample from a mellotron instrument, a bass clarinet, which sounds amazing. I'm absolutely in love with Chambertron. They have really some super amazing, interesting sounds. Like I used the trumpet, the muted trumpet, and yeah, I just show you. Like I use a lot of these sounds all the time. Like I'm especially in love with the trombone, muted, and trumpet. They just sound crazy good, even though you're just having like 2 octaves or whatnot, like a mellotron. These octaves are really enough. Thank you. While I do think I do have an accent, and sometimes I do have a lisp, or at least I have kind of cut mouse, and very, at least to me, I can hear the mouse click and the S's, and I know the vocal chain, there's a de-esser, and that doesn't help. I even made sure that I would put the de-esser after the compressor, so yeah. But still. Anyway, let's get back to what did I want to show? I wanted to show a couple of cool sounds from Chambertron, this mellotron instrument. Like this trombone is so good. I have contact in this project twice, and even though I'm using like this session horn brass section, which is really adequate, it's great. Like adequate is an understatement. It is perfect for just writing anything. But these mellotron, I just talk. I should just play. Then you know what I mean. Maybe I should put that aside. Okay, of course, let me reduce this space delay reverb. It's a little bit ridiculous. But if you play the horns, especially when you're using sampled instruments, use the volume fader to make them more dynamic. Like seriously, you just have 2 octaves, but I really like this trombone. They did that really well. Especially using the mod wheel, and then they go out of a pitch bend and play kind of a slur or something. Like you hear how they're drifting out of pitch. Let's put that through a space delay, or maybe listen to another example from this instrument, the trumpet. It's also a really, really interesting and usable trumpet. Okay, long story short, where were we? We did something with. What was our actual voice? We had this beautiful bass clarinet. That was amazing. And we put that through a ridiculous amount of space delay in effect number 6. It just weeps and it cries that you are playing some kind of funky minor mode, maybe melodic or harmonic, something exotic, something with that shares that ending syllable, I guess. Hold up, maybe I can show that. 1 second. Lock this device to the MIDI looper. That's right. But why isn't it? Did I do something wrong? Or did I forget something? MIDI input, reason, all. And maybe I need to restart Cordy. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Oh, now I see why it wouldn't. 1 sec. It's a really interesting bass clarinet. Maybe I just haven't heard bass clarinets often enough, or maybe they are never heard often enough because they have an amazing timbre. And we kind of sampled something like that into grain. And messing around with mostly the rate and the grain length and a little bit of the pan spread. It's a little bit like it would be on a Leslie speaker or any kind of LFO modulation or stereo widening thing. Yeah, it has this, I believe, kind of like this melodic. I always Sorry, I'm at a loss for words. I always mix up the harmonic minor and the melodic minor. I think it must be the harmonic minor. It is the one that has the minor third interval, which gives us this distinct exotic Arabian Nights feeling. Probably it is the closest in sound, at least to me, to quarter tone music that would be the original music, kind of, so to speak. But with equal temperament or 12 tone music that we use most of the time, I think that scale mimics quarter tone music the most somehow, in a way, just from the vibe. We could also send maybe LFO2 to the cutoff filter and make it wobble, or just give it a little bit of movement. Doesn't need to be drastic, but I can't read. I'm looking for what? I'm looking for the ladder pass filter cutoff frequency. Am I blind? Filter. Maybe let's not. Let's use a different. Let's use forward backboard maybe. And I should probably dial back on the pan spread. Yes. Thank God it is. Grain is a Reason native device. One of my favorites, actually. And I haven't even discovered enough. Maybe I'm using Mimic more because it's very practical with the detect by transient auto slice feature, so to speak, where you can just sample something random and just not even having listened back, using the slider, you can capture almost any clear transient. Of course, if you have maybe a sound or a source that is lacking dynamics, like when you're almost clipping and you just have a big blob of wave, then it is, of course, not detecting transients that well, because it's kind of like one. But other than that, almost any source, I'm sampling percussions, sketches. Like it is so fast. We could really just sample anything. Just the words that I'm thinking right now, we are sampling them in there for no reason. And we could even add some of the mumbo jumbo that we are doing in grain at the same time. And let's see how that sounds. I mean, it could be interesting. Not very musical, but what kind of sample is this gonna be? Okay, let's see. It's gonna be a weird sample. It's gonna be a weird sample. It's really just sample anything. Just the words that I'm thinking right now. We're sampling them in there for no reason. And we could even add some of the mumbo jumbo that we're doing in grain at the same time. And let's see how that sounds. I mean, it could be interesting. Not very musical, but what kind of sample is this gonna be? I mean, how fun is that? It's really, how fast is that? And then we go to slice mode, and if we want to capture the individual slices, it's super fast. It's so fast. Them in there, add, put this on playthrough. Them in there for no reason. Them in there for no reason. Could even add some of the mumbo jumbo that we're doing in grain at the same time. Oh God, I love it movie. Some of the mumbo jumbo that we're doing in grain at the same time. And let's see how that sounds. I mean, it could be interesting. Not very musical, but what kind of sample is this gonna be? I mean, how cool is that? Sample anything. Just the words that I'm thinking right now. We're sampling them in there for no reason. And we could even add Okay, well, I'm not gonna torture you with random bullshit. At least I try not to. But I can't promise. Let's get rid of that. Reset this. We really don't need that. This microphone is a little bit too much in my face. It's sampleception. Sampleception is the best game, but it is a rabbit hole hard to come out of. Almost impossible. Like, it could be just a vaguely, mildly interesting sound. You can go through eternal cycles of resampling, just messing it up ever so slightly in each iteration and see how it evolves. It's a never-ending process. It is very, very interesting and very dangerous and crazy, time-consuming. And often it leads to nothing, but it can sometimes be very rewarding, actually. My latest hobby is trying to learn more and other synthesis and actually really learn more of the fundamentals. Like, I don't have to make a PhD in physics, acoustics, or whatnot, but like, modular synthesis is so crazy. I mean, look at the spaceship. What the heck? What are they thinking? Like, I know how these pictures look from the early days, like 60s and 70s, like they had whole rooms full of this. Looked like they were going to coordinate the moon landing or whatnot. It's insane. Let's listen to some presets. I already love this. Alone on the Moon is the name. Let's give it... It has echo already, but we're gonna give it some of our space delay. has the time to audition this? And let alone not just audition amazing patches, creating patches. That takes even more time. And I didn't even mention the enormous amount of hours that get lost just noodling with a patch that makes joy playing. Holy Christ. Maybe let's dial back on this reverb. Yep, that's loud. There's so many crazy. Holy Christ. But I'm not kind of ready to, you know what I mean. But we are not going to do granular synthesis. We're just going to do something chill. And hopefully we might make a cool sampler too. I kind of wanted to jump around left and right. Let's sample that into Mimic, but I'm not done yet. I like this kind of staccato thing. You can't really see much, can you? Hope that's a little bit better. Let's go back to freeze mode. That's probably my favorite mode. In freeze mode, the playhead is stationary and you automate it. And you can do the craziest stuff with this. Like if you do vocals, you could do really cool, funky, chopped up vocal, glitched out, whatever. Like you can go nuts with this. I haven't even scratched the surface, not even nearly. Let's maybe take out the LFO position modulation because we are modulating the position manually, and it can be cool if it happens simultaneously, but we have more control like that. Also, that way, in freeze mode, you can really very quickly make instruments out of microsampling by just choosing a moment that you like, and that moment, so to speak, is your instrument then. Like, especially when you combine it with an oscillator that will accentuate the tonality. Let's give it a little bit position with LFO, a little funky stutters. I could do, let me get back out of Zoom. Something in this loop? No, it's empty. Okay. I guess it's empty. Okay. Um, how big is the delay on Twitch? Maybe the delay is not in the technology. Maybe the delay is in my awareness. That could be too. Because I don't hear sound when there's a message coming in. I don't know why actually. Because I thought Discord would be relaying the messages, or did I turn that off? I don't know. Okay, but I'm glad it's better with Twitch. But I don't want to use the drums. Maybe let's have some percussions. Let's see. Something weird. We just want to sample something interesting and weird, and then see what we can do with that. That's also interesting and funky. Okay, maybe less position. Oh, you know what? Let's not use the oscillator. What's pretty cool function to use is when you put it into legato mode, especially for vocals. You could use it for vocals, where you do pitch shifting, and it is not re-triggering, but the sample keeps playing, but you can modulate the pitch. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, but I got lost a little bit. I thought I had a plan for what to do with this, but now I don't. But I just really like the sound of the bass clarinet. Thank you. I'm happy. If you guys ever have any suggestions, I can speak. Any recommendations or ideas, what you like to see, or what is interesting, because very often I lose focus and jump from being hyper focused on one thing to being absolutely distracted and hyper focused with the next best thing. And yeah, anyway. But maybe let's record some of this bass clarinet, and then we just overdub and see what we could do with this. And maybe then we get to record a better sample and nothing so random. Why is this bar not hiding anymore? Okay, that's better. I think we are going to record something like that. Some kind of Arabian Night fever drenched in delay and reverb. The timing was horrible. I had too many ideas, but I couldn't decide or execute any of them. Yeah, that kind of does not loop at all anywhere. Still couldn't decide. But I'm not quite sure how possible it is to play a chord with a bass clarinet. Camel hop, camel hop. Oh my god, I lost the chat. Camel hop is the best word. Oh my god, that's too funny. That's too funny. It is absolutely camel hop. With the right drums, yeah, we have to use some kind of Bedouin percussion. We need to use ethnic percussions. Actually, we already got these ethnic percussions. At least some. We could add a couple more percussions, maybe. Maybe we get a couple more percussions going. What else could be cool? Maybe let's double an instance of this, and then we can find out maybe a shaker, some kind of a shaker. Let's just try it out. I think we need to pan it somewhere else, maybe. How did I pan the rest? Maybe if we're adding more percussions, then we don't want them too wide. Let's pan everything back let's pan everything back to unison first, and then we choose how far we want the perks all together, and then just divide by the amount of percussions and increase the pan incrementally and spread them out left, right. And also, I like to spread them out by frequency as well. Like, I will spread out the higher frequency percussions more to the extreme left and rights, and try to keep the mid and lower frequency percussions more in the center, of course, kind of. Got lost. Okay, so the boat run is one of the lowest percussions. That's just going to be 5 to the right. And tambourine. Oh, we could get a foot click. But let's listen to the. Maybe counting could be helpful. I had half an idea, then I pressed record, and then I realized it did 4 bars, it did 8, and then I lost the idea, and we have to record again. Not really, but let's say we keep it for now. We know the basic feel of whatever. Also, we are going to micro sample this the hell out of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter to begin with. So I don't know why I'm taking so much time with this. What was it again? A bass clarinet, right? Okay. What's next? Maybe a Celeste. Let's see. We're gonna we're gonna put everything through the same space delay. Until that is, we have to look if we are not crazy clipping with all the feedback and all the stuff that is happening. The volume inflation thing. Yeah, it's already kind of loud. No, we need to record an idea that it makes actually sense. That doesn't really loop, and it doesn't really make any sense. Halfway, but that does not suffice. Bum, bum, da, 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 dum, bum. Damn, now I hear just one song that uses at least the same. It's not the same key, but I'm quite sure it's written in the same mode or with the same minor scale. Arabian Nights. Camel Hop. Yeah, yeah, we're stealing that. We're absolutely stealing that. What are they gonna do? Also, it's not like they really invented anything. They're doing actually in scale exercise. Not that it's a great piece of music, but they're really just going up and down the scale. Maybe this delay and reverb will be a problem later. What's next? Strings or a metal thing? You mean metal music, or do you mean you want to add something that has a metallic sound characteristic, percussion thing, or I don't know, anything with a metallic sound? Or do you mean metal music? I'm a little confused. Maybe we could do some metal things? Metallic characteristics. What could come to mind? There's a couple of you said Koto? What is Koto? I don't know so many things. The chains of the camel. Chains of the camel. Okay, metallic sound. What kind of metallic sound? There is a device that I really enjoy using, but do not use nearly enough, and that is Object. And it does have some amazing, powerful synthesis capabilities that I cannot claim to nearly. I haven't really looked that deeply into it. I believe I have only used really one or two presets, and there was a time, I think a year or more back, where I started playing a little bit around with it, but not too much, because you can do really a lot and everything, sound design. Yeah, life is not long enough even to learn the piano. Often I wonder what I'm doing with all these other instruments and knobs that I don't know what they do. I can barely play the piano, and yeah. Anyway, let's listen through some presets because there are a lot of metallic sounds that can be generated in here. And one of the greatest thing was physical modeling. I believe physical modeling altogether is the future. And one day sample based libraries will die out because modeling and computation will be so powerful. There is no need to have 80 gigabyte for a piano, or if you write cinematic or orchestral mock-ups or whatnot, you will need humongous sound libraries. It's ridiculous. You will have a library of stuff that you barely use, like 80 gigabytes of very specific brass instrument or section or whatnot. It is like, it is really crazy how much. Yeah, it generates. It is a tone generator. Like, it does not play back sound. It generates a sound. It's a synthesizer, and it models or it attempts to model real physical, real world physical behavior